So you've probably heard how there's a God that does miracles, or how there's a God that hears and answers prayers. But how do we know if this is all coincidence or it's just not real? Stay with us because we're going to talk about this and so much more in this episode of Bible Truth Quest. Welcome to Hope for the Hopeless. In this channel, our mission is to encourage and give you hope and answer to all your Bible questions. So if you're new here, subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on any of the videos that we post. And stay until the end so you don't miss out on any information on this important topic. Today on the program, we have Josue, who will be my co-host all the way from the state of Washington. We also have Michaela, who is joining us all the way from the state of Pennsylvania. She will be answering today's question. Thank you, Michaela, for joining us on the program.
Awesome to be here. So today we are looking at whether or not God is real. And I think for me, the biggest answer to this question is the evidence that I see in my own life. A lot of different examples I could give, but one of the most recent I would say would probably be God leading in my career journey. So I'm currently a sophomore in college, but it was, I could say, a very long road to get here. As a senior in high school, I went through a lot of different career paths, kind of testing the waters and trying to see where God wanted me to go with my life. And I tried a lot of different stuff, everything from marine biology to a sign language interpreter to possibly going overseas as a teacher to instruct in English as a second language. I even almost joined the state police and then almost commissioned in the Coast Guard, all trying to figure out where God wanted me to go. But eventually I felt moved to go to one of my first choices, which is veterinary medicine, which is what I'm currently pursuing. And as I went back to veterinary medicine, I just saw how God was opening doors left and right, allowing me to go into the career that He really wanted me to be in. So I am there today, and I can say that God has led me down this path. So the evidence that I see in my own life is one of the main reasons I would say that God is definitely real. And another thing I would say is evidence in creation. I love to go outside, love to do things in nature, and whenever I go outside and I see even the animals that I work with on a day-to-day basis in the veterinary clinic, just the amazing creation that God has put on this planet. And one of my favorite things is butterflies. The journey of a butterfly, going from a tiny little fuzzy caterpillar to making their own cocoon and emerging as a beautiful, delicate butterfly. And for me, it's so much easier to believe that God is real and that He carefully crafted each and every animal and plant and everything that we see on this planet than believing in bang, it just all suddenly appeared. So for me, just the beautiful nature and creation that we see is another evidence that God is so real and present in our lives. And a Bible verse that I wanted to share with you guys is from Romans 1:20, and it says, "For the invisible things of Him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even His eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse." And again, that Bible verse just points me back to the amazing creation that God has gifted us with and how we can see His hand and how He is super real in the nature that we see around us. And I know as humans, for us, it can be really hard to grasp the concept of God, because as humans, we like to believe in things that are tangible to us, things we can use our senses to see, to feel. And one of the things I find interesting is the wind. For us, we can't see the wind, but we can feel it, and we can even sometimes see the effects of it, whether it just be simply rustling the leaves of a tree, or even if it's a strong wind, doing some damage to property. And even John 3:8 mentions this. It says, "The wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof, but cannot tell where it cometh, and whither it goeth. And I think that's really interesting to note, that we know that the wind is real because we can see the effects of it. And it's the same thing with God, is even though we can't see him, we can feel God working in our lives, working in and through us. And we can also see the effects of him in our lives as he's changing us and working and guiding us in his will for our lives. So an interesting comparison to something that we on earth know is real. The wind is a very present part of our lives and the weather that we experience. And it's an interesting analogy to compare that to God and how we can see that he is real. We just have to look for him in the effects of our lives, even though we can't necessarily see him or reach out and touch him. And believing in God is definitely, it's a step of faith. It's a decision that we all have to make in faith. But as in Hebrews 11:1, it says, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." And when each and every one of us comes to that decision to step out in faith and believe that God is definitely real and he can work in our lives in miraculous ways, even though we can't physically see him, I think that that's going to be where we are really opening up our minds and our hearts and our lives to really allow God to do some amazing work in us.
Wow, thank you, Mikhail. That was where I really like the points that you hit, like how God works in our lives, because a lot of times when people when they try to see if God is actually real, they go for historical evidence or archaeological finds, like see what they can find, like what's tangible to them. But a lot of times we don't realize, like people don't realize what God actually does in our lives, how he, when we fully commit to him, how he drastically changes our character so that we want to have the character of him. And also I like the point you hit on creation, like God's creation is just so beautiful, like seriously nothing compares to it. So thank you so much for joining us. And now Josue has some announcements he would like to share with us.
I did want to let you know that if you are ever feeling discouraged or like you need some encouragement during the day, we want to let you know that we do have something for you. We put Bible promises every single day on our Telegram channel, and to join that, it's completely free. All you have to do is go to our website and get the link from the page Connect With Us. The website is hopeforhopelessnw.com. So there you can just go to the Connect With Us page and you will see the link to join our Telegram channel. And while you're there, you can also follow us on Instagram, where we announce when we're going to publish our programs, just like this one, so you can follow us there. And don't forget to like this video if you learned something from it that you didn't know.
And also, if you have a Bible question that you want answered, you can leave it in the comments and we will try to answer it. Thank you everyone so much for joining us. We hope to see you in our next video, and we hope that you enjoyed this one.
You have been watching Bible Truth Quest. This video was brought to you by Hope for the Hopeless, a channel with a mission to encourage and give you hope and answer all your Bible questions. We hope and pray that you were blessed by this video. If this was a blessing to you, don't keep the blessing to yourself. Share it with others. Share it with all your friends and family. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you in the next one.